Today, more and more people are hooked on the. You don't have to call grandma to talk to her. You can play a game, you don't have to go outside. You don't have to see anyone, you don't have to go anywhere. You can just sit there attached to your phone, doing nothing with the human world. It's so simple and it's so reliable, but it leaves us devoid of all the natural things in life. In life, there's beautiful things outside, in nature, things that I believe have been long forgotten. The outdoors, sunshine, nature. So often we make decisions without thinking about these things that are so simple and so natural, things our ancestors had to think about. Today we hardly know how to take care of something, how to love something. Don't we care about these things anymore? Don't we care about taking care of animals and the environment? Don't we care about going to that simple lifestyle where everything just is? The kind of lifestyle that my family, when they came over from Europe, it's all they ever wanted. A simple place, simple needs, nothing special, just a place to call their own. But today, it's so much more than that. Nobody goes to a barn anymore or has a farm. Even farming isn't the same. Do we really take care of the things around us? Or is it just all inside on phones or on the computer? But we have friends out here. There's life outside. There's a whole world waiting to be discovered. And it's right at our fingertips. Things we can love and cherish just like my forefathers did. This is the life they led. It's a simple one, but it's comfortable. It's easy enough. Why don't we go back to the woods, back to nature? Go back on that hunt that our ancestors took. Leave behind the comfortable lives we know and go into something simpler and forget about all those things that complicate life, even when they say they're making it simpler. Maybe those things are easy and they're under our control. But what about the wild side? The wild side outside that we often forget about. Isn't there beauty out there, even when it can seem dark and horrid? Isn't there a kind of wild, untamed beauty out there? I believe so. Going out to the woods, it's a home out there. And you discover such beautiful things, such amazingly beautiful things. But then there's the inside world. There's the world where apparently this is cool. And if you're not part of this, then you're not cool. And we don't see the outside things anymore. We only see what's on the screen. We're so desperate to leave those simple lives. We're so desperate to escape. We want to go out to the big cities and go find something new or more complicated, something bigger than what we have, even though we don't necessarily need it. We're so desperate to flee from these lives that we leave our homes, leave our family, leave the farm. Maybe we should stay, but we rarely do. It's a beautiful thought that we can go out and create things that make life simpler, even though they're complicated. So we leave, and we forget about that simple life we once knew. We forget about the simple discoveries that are taken for granted now. And we search for something bigger, something we claim is better. But that leads to prices. They're soaring every day, because it's either go big or go home. And if you're not part of that, then what are you part of? You should go buy things. That's what people shout at us. And if you're not part of this capitalism and consumerism, then you're just a simple hillbilly out in the woods. And we're drawn to places like this that are crowded and big and confusing, and they have bad lights that give you headaches. And they give you savings even though it doesn't bring real money to the people who made those things. It's so complicated and convoluted. But then there's this. And isn't this enough? Isn't this life enough just here? Just the water and the nature? Isn't it enough? Why do we have to create these things that in the end mean absolutely nothing? Just this. Just this. Isn't this enough? Sometimes I wish that I could just be here, rather than the complicated life I have to always lead. We don't have a decision anymore. We can't go back to this. We can't go back to this simple life that I so crave.